Now, I'm not sure if anyone thinks that WWE is doing intergender matches. I don't know if that's the case. What I think it is, I mean, a lot of people are really looking at this because uh, last night, last night at the Rumble, uh, had came out and well, actually, our Truth came out first because he was number 30, and then Nia Jax shows up and basically beats up our Truth, knocks him out of the Rumble, and then he goes ahead, or she goes ahead and comes into the intergender match, or comes into the men's Rumble match. I'm sorry, and it was interesting how this turned out, and everyone is under the assumption or under the deal that they think that this is going to be an intergender match. You know, WWE is now accepting this. I don't think they're accepting it. I think what it is it's just like any Rumble you see. Because when you think about it, the men's Royal Rumble was a lot better than the women's Rumble, and I'm sorry to say this, and then this is just the truth. The women's Royal Rumble from 1 year ago was awesome. It was great, full of surprises. Several legends were involved, and everything. The women's Royal Rumble this year, it didn't suck. It was pretty decent. It was okay, but it wasn't. It was kind of good that it was in the middle instead of it being in the main event, because I knew right away that this wasn't going to work if it was going to be in the main event, because a lot of people would be upset if that happens. It'd be better for the men's Royal Rumble to happen at the end instead of the women's. But Nia Jax being there, she pretty much did what it was a surprise entrant as far as I'm concerned. Knocks out our Truth, comes in and does a number on a few people, throws out Mustafa Ali, and she gets hit with a 619, gets hit with an RKO, and then she gets thrown over the top rope. And it is funny that 1 minute Nia Jax gets booed, and then the next minute she gets cheered. You know, and I don't want people to think that just because you see a guy and a girl in the ring, you automatically assume that they're going to have a one-on-one match. Intergender matches have been happening for a long time, but they don't happen often. You see it on Lucha Underground. You see it happen there, but at least with it, it's a different. Lucha Underground is way different from WWE, because while WWE is more of a family friendly type atmosphere, Lucha Underground is more of, like for mature audiences, you know, and that to me is okay, because I've always been in favor of something different and not something that's already been done in WWE. But for them to start, I don't want anyone to think that there's going to be intergender matches happening from now on, because I don't think that's going to be the case. What happened was Nia Jax was a surprise entrant that came into the Rumble because she became the fourth woman to enter in a man's Royal Rumble, because Beth Phoenix was in it, Carmen was in it, and of course China was in it, and now we got Nia Jax. She was in it too. And then there was that talk. There was that tweet from some guy that was talking about it's abusive to women, and something about it's not right to show that to kids and everything. My thought on that tweet is, you know what? Why don't you tell that to China from 1999? Or why don't you tell that to Beth Phoenix in 2010? Or why don't you tell that to Karma back in 2012? The point of this whole Royal Rumble, the whole point of that happening is unpredictability. And that's the element that has, and let's call it like we see it. That's an element that's been missing from the Rumble for a little while. Because I've always been in favor of watching a Rumble and take a look at what stars coming out here and there, and then all of a sudden a big surprise comes up. It's like, oh wow, this person showed up. It's like, holy shit, this is fucking badass. This dude showed up. Kevin Nash shows up. Bubba Ray shows up. Diamond Dallas Page. Wow. And then all of a sudden you see like Karma, she'll show up, and then Beth Phoenix, she'll show up, and it's like, oh crap, Nia Jax, but she shows up and knocks out R-Truth, and then comes right into the Rumble. So I don't want people to think that this is gonna become like intergender matches. It's not going to happen. I don't see it unless something happens, unless Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie, and they all get together and say, you know what, I think we should do what everyone else does. I mentioned this on a tweet where I said it would be good if WWE would do something like that. But the thing is, WWE has to be careful about what they're doing if they try it. And also, I said, if they're going to do it, they got to do it right. They got to make sure it's very believable for everybody. And also, it cannot be done often. It's got to be done just a little bit. You got to give it time. You got to like in other words, if they decide to put together an intergender match, have it happen at WrestleMania one time, and let's see how it goes. If it goes well, you may consider doing it again. Maybe I can't say the next pay per view. Maybe in the next maybe SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series. We'll see how it goes. But I don't think, I really don't think they're going to put an intergender match together. I think what happened at WrestleMania, what happened at Royal Rumble, was Nia Jax just showed up, was there, took a spot, came in, kicked ass, and then she got her ass kicked and got thrown out. That was it. I don't think there's any intergender matches going to happen in WWE in the near future. But like I said, if it happens, like I said, WWE has to do it right. It has to be believable, and everyone's going to have to invest in this if they have to. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, like I said, I'm in for it. I'll dig it. But like I said, we'll see how far this goes. We'll see how it goes.